Hello my darling and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be walking you through my bulletproof framework of how to be as irresistible with everyone as you are with the guy you don't have a crush on. We've all been there where we're so hot and flirty and irresistible with some average guy that we've probably friend zoned, but we're like nervous and stumbling over our words with somebody that we've got a crush on. So here is the secret to how we flip it, so that we're being magnetic to all the people that we want to magnetize. Now, before we get into this, I just want to say how excited I am to show you this. Because honestly, I don't say that it's bulletproof lightly. I have not coached a single woman that this concept has not changed her life. It's like, you know, that feeling of excitement that you have when somebody you know is about to watch your favorite film for the first time and you know how much joy they're about to get and how much they're gonna love it. That is what I have for you right now. So if we want to be irresistible to everyone and everything, you first need to understand the concept of frame. And I'm going to show you this visually. Your frame is how you perceive yourself, your worldview, your energy that you hold, and it shapes your social interactions. So I visualize it like this little bubble that's around you. Now, we weaken and we abandon our frame, our aura, when we see something else has something that we want. So here's where we bring in our sexy man. Let's give him a little smile. So, really hot guy. When you see this really hot guy, the reason why you actually have a crush on him is there's something that he has that you admire about him, or on some level kind of want more of in your life. Maybe he's really charismatic. Maybe he's really handsome. Maybe he's really funny. All of these things are characteristics that you admire and kind of want for yourself too. Now, these are all the things that are in his frame. And when you want something that's outside of your frame and in somebody else's frame, you create an attachment that pulls you out of your frame and out of your power, which is exactly why we are a super magnetic, hot, sexy version of ourselves when we're with the guy that we don't fancy, because with him we stay within our frame, whereas with the hot guy we're pulled out of it and into his frame. And what this means is you become a more watered down version of yourself because you're constantly focusing on him, his qualities, how he might be perceiving you and receiving your presence and character. And it has a huge effect on your attraction and your magnetism. We know we do this, we can literally be an entirely different person with him. But the fact is the most irresistible women stay in their frame. Even if this is the hottest guy ever, she stays rooted and grounded. Now, I truly believe that this knowledge is power. And the fact that you know this concept and you know what's going on in terms of the psychology at play, this means you can flip it. What happens when you're in your frame, and why this is totally bulletproof as a framework, is because when you are in your frame, you literally free up your mental bandwidth. Because there's no longer this pull to this other person, which is making you check yourself or censor your thoughts or constantly think about how they're feeling. Staying in your frame literally gives you the mental capacity for more confidence and more flow and to just act more naturally. So this is the theory. How do we do it in practice? To flip this dynamic so that you stay in your frame with everybody, no matter how attracted to them you are, you have to do what I call reclaiming your frame, and there's 4 steps to this. The first step to reclaiming your frame is practicing detachment, i.e. not needing approval. Detachment stops that tie being created from you to that other person, because attachment is wanting something outside of your body and trying to control something outside of your body. Detachment is literally the art of staying in your frame, and a big misconception about it is that it means being cold or aloof. And this isn't true. Detachment is just the art of not needing approval. It's knowing that you're safe and loved and radiant whether or not he texts you back. It's sovereignty over your own emotions. Getting everything you need from yourself. And what's truly at the core of detachment is trust. Trust that things will work out for you, that you're already enough. Trust that the right person will be magnetized to you. No forcing or begging or bending yourself to fit the mold of somebody else. There's this amazing reference in Mean Girls where Katie goes, "It was better to be in the plastics hating life than not in it at all." I think sadly that's how a lot of women see men and dating. Like, I'd rather abandon myself to be chosen than risk not being picked at all. But by understanding and integrating frame, you will literally create the opposite effect. To be adored, you need to stay in your frame. Another really important thing that will help unlock detachment and developing that trust is not seeing it as just trust in yourself, but also trust in the universe, i.e. adopting lucky girl syndrome, which is part number 2 of reclaiming your frame. Lucky girl syndrome is feeling, I am so lucky and everything is just going to work out for me. You just feel that things are going to work out in your favor. You don't have to grit or control or chase. And because you're not clinging, people lean towards you. Comment if you want a whole other video on how to achieve lucky girl syndrome. But for me, the real crux of it is starting to notice the beauty in the small things. And my absolute favorite phrase for lucky girl syndrome is, the universe has a crush on me. Like every time something lucky happens to you, the light goes green as you cross the road, you get a free muffin when you're ordering your Starbucks, anything. Think of it like the universe is kind of flirting with you. Like, oh, how fabulous is that? Stop it. The universe totally has a crush on me. Everything works out in my favor. And it's this sense of, if I trust in the universe, it will take me somewhere beyond my wildest dreams. A big part of lucky girl syndrome is also reframing challenges. When things don't go right, you see the kind of lucky element of that. You see it as redirection. Maybe you missed your bus, but maybe missing that bus saved you from something awful happening later in your day. Fall in love with the small and ordinary moments and trust that both you and the universe both have your back, no matter if this random guy likes you. So step 1 and step 2 of being irresistible and reclaiming your frame is detachment and lucky girl syndrome. Trust in the universe and yourself. That is staying in your frame. So now that you're back into your frame through those 2 things, how do you build a really strong, magnetic, and irresistible one that just magnetizes everything towards you? To create a strong frame, you need 2 more things, which brings me to point 3 of reclaiming your frame. A strong knowledge of self. Who are you? What do you stand for? What makes you sexy? What makes you powerful, different, ugly, weird, crazy, all of it? What turns you on? What vibes, people, pastimes really make you forget your traumas? Where do you feel most alive? And most importantly, what do you love about yourself? Once you know all the things that you love and admire about yourself, the things that you know make you special, you can self-validate and you stop needing a man to do it for you. There is a voice that we women have in our head that speaks our self-doubt, that makes us want to shrink and downplay our own narratives of our successes in our minds. We have to learn to recognize and silence that voice. You need to be so in love with yourself that it makes you sick. This kind of mentality. I have been through all this shit that life has thrown at me and I'm here. The fact that you're here and watching this video means you have a calling that you want more for yourself. A future you is literally whispering in your ear, giving you clues of what path to take. Do you have any idea how beautiful that is? How much power and potential you have, even if you've had a really tough life and you don't feel like you've got much to be happy about, you're here. You've gone through all of those hurdles that people could only imagine and you're still here. Fighting for a life that makes you feel more alive. When you start to recognize your own personal magic and you live in it unapologetically, you will start putting yourself on a pedestal and people will start swarming to you, my darling. And the 4th and last thing that you need to reclaim your frame is a purpose. When you are living for something bigger, and truly that can be anything, art, working out, maybe you're building a business, maybe it's nature, maybe you call old people that are lonely at the weekends, you could be political, you could be an exotic dancer, anything. When you stand for something and believe in it and gain joy from another facet of your life beyond your relationships, you start living for something bigger and you don't crumble when a man doesn't text you back. And people can literally smell this on you like a scent. People melt for people that show passion and curiosity. Having a purpose will make you happier, most importantly, and it will make you 10 times more magnetic. Now, to come back to our original point about frame, doing all these 4 things and reclaiming your frame will literally free up mental bandwidth so that you're more present. You can have more confidence. You say exactly what you want to say because you're not trying to filter it. It makes you grounded in who you are and in your own aura so that people just start orbiting around you. So my darling, that is frame and how it makes you irresistible. Now, if you really want to take this to the next level and really understand how to integrate and build into your frame in life, this is something I can work on directly with you in my coaching programs, or you can take a look at my Irresistible Formula Masterclass, where I teach you how to become the most magnetic version of you, and I'll link both in the description. Otherwise, my darling, go and get your frame. It's yours. Claim it. And don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment on what you'd like to learn more about in terms of irresistibility or frame and just how to build it into your life, and go get it.